I'm Jay with Mindflow Radio. Our podcast has been out and about for 10 plus years now. I'm pretty proud of that. And I thought it would be fun to start sharing some contemplations, possibly weekly. We shall see. Today, I have been deeply contemplating aloneness versus loneliness. And it has it first sent me down a rabbit hole of deep grief, and I was so sad. But throughout the day, I did a lot of digging in understanding why aloneness felt like such a punishment. And it has to do with my past, which I won't go into in too much depth. But the solution I found, or I'm finding, we'll see how it works, is to really reparent myself. And when I notice that I feel like being alone is a punishment, I have to remember that it's not a punishment and it's okay to be lonely. It's okay to want to have relation with other humans. It's also okay to have this time here now to be quiet and still and appreciate solitude. I feel like in this world, there is, or in our culture in America, we're dealing with a lot of loneliness and a lot of difficulty in connecting socially and being vulnerable with each other in real and honest ways. And when we are vulnerable, like this is a very vulnerable thing for me, right? Going live, um, it's been a while since I've gone live, so it's a vulnerable position to be in. We're not sitting face to face. We can't converse with each other and really get to know each other and understand where you're coming from and where I'm coming from, and what is your version of alone and what is my version of alone. You know, these are, hey, these are really important to be able to get to the definition, right? And I've been this goes with aloneness, right? Sovereignty. Sovereignty is this thing that we all desire lately. I'm a sovereign being. What does this mean? To me, I have wanted to be connected with others. I love the idea of community and villages and tribe. Yet in this world, it's very hard. I don't even know all my neighbors, and I've been living here for 13 years, you know? It's hard to know everyone and be on first name basis and know what you like and what I like and how we can be of service to each other at times. So, this idea of sovereignty, and when aloneness meets aloneness, then it's wholeness, right? Two whole people meet, and then you have a relationship. I used to think that relating with others, and I still do this, I relate with others and I want to know what you're feeling and what you're doing, and I want to ask you questions on what's meaningful to you, which is why going live is such a strange thing. And when I'm working with people, I might be teaching them skills, but for the most part, I'm listening to their stories. I'm a good listener. So being the only speaker is a really odd place to be for me. But I want to start expressing a little bit more and being more vulnerable and sharing, I guess, my side of Mindflow Radio. Hi. So I was thinking that I would share a little bit of meditation around this idea of embracing sovereignty and aloneness, and also the idea of opening our hearts so that we can meet each other. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, check out our podcasts if you haven't yet. We just put out our 120th podcast on Sunday, and it's about adaptability, which is a great subject in itself, right? And the idea of adaptability within aloneness and sovereignty is really important, because if we can adapt, if we can recognize where the healthy line is between I am a whole being and I am lonely, where is that? And can we be alone and a whole, or can we be alone and lonely and it be okay? And it has to be, right? I mean, most of us feel lonely at times. So, right? How do we find that balance? How do we find this healthy place? Hello. Inside ourselves. I like to suggest that we work with the heart and the solar plexus. These two places in our body are really key to getting to stability of heart, right? In medical Qigong, which is one of the things that I teach, it is where we have 5 elements within us, and the heart is fire, and the solar plexus has wood in the liver, earth in the spleen, and in the very back we have water. So there's a lot going on in the solar plexus. And then we have this fire of the heart. And how do we open our hearts? Oh, thank you so much. How do we find that fire and not let it be a forest fire? How do we tend that fire so that it's a healthy fire? So, medical Qigong, when the fire is out of balance, we generally experience deep dissatisfaction, deep desire that makes our life difficult. Like, I desire to have it my way. Why isn't it working? And when we have that vibe going on, it makes things very, very, very difficult. Hence, forest fire, right? So then, if we also have our mind focusing on the third chakra, the solar plexus, and we have all these elements in here, then we're really going to balance the fire. So I just want to offer a little meditation. So I'll guide for just a few minutes, and then I'll be done for the evening. So if you're sitting, laying back, that's great. You can even do standing meditation. Standing meditation is awesome. If I had a camera set up properly, I would show you that. But for now, I'll say that when you're in standing meditation, you want your feet hip width apart, your knees not locked back, and your hips over the feet, and the tailbone relaxed, and a long spine reaching the crown to the heavens. And then we breathe. And I like to suggest that as you're breathing, as you inhale in your mind, say so. And as you exhale in your mind, say hum. This brings the mind into quiet stillness quickly. So inhale, mentally saying so. Exhale, mentally saying hum. And as you're breathing deeply, notice how you feel in your body and your spine. You can bring both hands to your heart for a moment, or one, or none. And imagine in your mind's eye that there is a small ball of light in the center of your chest. And as you inhale, this light expands. And as you exhale, this light condenses back to a small ball of light. As you inhale, it gets as large as your chest. And as you exhale, it gets as small as a pearl. Imagining this light like fire. We'll do one more breath. And then bringing the hands over the solar plexus. So above the belly button, below the ribs. Breathing and imagining that there's a small ball of light at the center of your upper abdomen. And as you inhale, this ball of light gets bigger, expands, and as you exhale, it condenses back down to a small pearl-sized ball. Just taking a few breaths to really sense and feel. One more breath. And then rooting that down into the sacral plexus. So right below the belly button, stacking your hands. And behind your hands in the center of your lower abdomen, imagining a small pearl-sized ball of light. And as you inhale, it expands. And as you exhale, it condenses. And now you're imagining that you are charging the battery. You're containing the little bit of heart, solar plexus, and now planting it, charging the battery of the lower dantian sacral plexus. We'll take a few more breaths together. And letting go of your hands. Notice your feet. Feel your feet. Notice the soles of your feet and the energy of your feet. You are a sovereign being having a human experience. And if you've been contemplating aloneness, loneliness, sovereignty, and how to adapt and be vulnerable in this culture, drop me a line, just share. I don't have anything I'm trying to sell you or anything. Check out our podcast if you haven't checked it out already. And Monty and I share our mindful living experience and how relating to each other has evolved us. So, and we have some music on there. So, we do have a free ebook out on our website, mindflowradio.life, if you want to go and check out our Peace Reset Toolkit. And for this week, I will say adieu. It was lovely spending a moment with you and getting back into the live vibe. Be well. Much love. We'll see if I can turn this off. Hmm. I don't know how to turn it off. Okay. Bye.